All right, what's up? Welcome to the Gossip Intellectual Podcast with me, Royce Wynn, where we talk sports, politics, entertainment. It's Monday, and we're doing the podcast because Friday the Knicks closed out the series with the Boston Celtics. It was an exciting time, man, and I just couldn't get to the podcast because I had my live show, and then the game was on, and it's an exciting time in New York City. You want to be a part of it. I'm not from New York, but definitely a fan. Definitely have lived here most of my adult life. So you're excited about your city doing well at sports. I was watching a podcast yesterday, and they were just talking about how, like, as a black person, you're not like that patriotic, except for when it comes to like sports, right? In the Olympics, like, I will rep my city, and unfortunately, when it comes to like street culture and gang culture, black people always rep their city. But overall, it's just like, do I believe in America? Not really. Right? You don't do the best by us. It seems like you're always just trying to take from us. We're always trying to we're making $1 out of 15 cents in every single thing that we do. We start succeeding, and now it's DEI, right? No intelligence, no skill, no working twice as hard. It's just DEI. But was excited to watch the Knicks blow out the Celtics. I listened to delusional Paul Pierce say today that it was just luck. He was saying he made kind of a decent point where he was just like, yeah, it's boxers. If you knock me out in the 12th round, but I beat you 11 rounds, it's like, that's not what happened. Okay. There's play-by-play. Basketball is more like life. Okay, a lot of people, we blame that one thing that happened to us, but there was a lot of mistakes you made to end up in a position to be vulnerable for that one thing that happened for you, for your life to be derailed. What did you do? I think about that every day. I'm like, you know what? I made a couple bad decisions, couple unfortunate things happened to me, but it's like I had a lot of things I could have done to put myself in a better position. But yeah. And I was like, maybe I'll do a podcast when I get home. But you guys, I was feeling nice, okay? Drink tickets, right? The bane of comics' existence, how a lot of comics end up becoming abusers of alcohol. Because you get paid in alcohol. Right? That's not a problem for me. Luckily, I don't have that type of addictive personality. I have a competitive personality. I like to strive. I like to be good at things. But, I'm pretty well-rounded, right? My tarot card lady told me, my tarot card lady that I listen to on TikTok, hey, everybody has weird things that they do to try to get through, okay? I have a tarot card lady that I check in with 4 times a day. No. No, I think just in general, it's true about me is that, I'm pretty well-rounded, pretty grounded. I had a decent upbringing. I mean, we're all a little crazy, but, when you're around me, you tend to feel better about yourself. So, there's, I don't know, good vibrations with me. So, I don't have one of those crazy addictive personalities, but I do like to drink. I do like my tequila. So I was drinking cheap tequila, and I was like, I'm going to get sick. Last time I got a headache, but the tequila was going well. But then you get a little loose, right? That's the thing. When you take substances, sometimes you don't make the best decisions. And there's always a guy at the comedy show with edibles. Right? There's always a comedian that's just like, hey, I got these edibles. Right? I think like 80% of comedians sell substances on the side. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take an edible. 10 milligrams had me wigging out for the rest of the night. I don't think I slept like 2 hours that night. My mind was just going. Had some good points though. Had some euphoric points. It was just like, I feel so good. Oh, this feels so good. I love it when it hits this spot. I love it when I get to this point of my high. But then the other parts was panic. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing here? Where am I? Then the next day I was fine. So couldn't do a podcast in that state. Sorry. It would have been very, very bad to watch. Right. Shout out to the people who can do that, where they just become looser and better. I gotta be like really, really, really comfortable at what I'm doing and what I do. Sometimes I could get on stage a little tipsy, but I think I'm better completely sober, right? So yeah, had a good week. Social media went well this week, and you would think it was because the Diddy case. That's what I thought. I was like, this Diddy case, my numbers are gonna go up. I haven't done that great off of the Diddy case. I've watched other people do great. The people that should be doing great, the journalists, the lawyers, the people that have the real information. Because I'm watching them, and then I'm trying to give my funny perspective on it. But it's getting, they want you to stay on the apps. So me talking about the case is getting my views and like getting people to come, but I haven't gotten like high views. But then I've gotten like high views off of other stuff, because it's been a misogynistic domestic abuse type of week. That's what it's been. It's just nonstop me responding to something misogynistic. It was just a good week for content, all types of stuff. Justin Bieber, but a lot of domestic abuse, a lot of DV, and I just think I take common sense. Like somebody said, it was just like, if you see the woman's point of view, all of a sudden you're just like, I don't know, this super feminist. And it's just like, no, I'm just looking at the perspective of, hey, she might not be lying. That's all I'm saying. She made a good point there. She showed her bruises. Okay, she waited. All right, her tooth was chipped. We went through a whole process of the court of law. Am I some type of feminist for this? Maybe it did have some mental effects on her. Okay, maybe she didn't plan for any of this to happen, and she wanted to have a healthy relationship with this person that DV'd her. Maybe. I'm saying. Maybe she just wanted to have a good career and not be abused and taken into this dark world of having to do it to a whole bunch of men and have sores and contract STDs. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just this crazy feminist. Oh, here. So that's been the week, man. It's summertime. Girls are out. I've been distracted, which is good, right? It's been. I'm trying to get over my crushes. Listen, my crushes are online. Okay, and this is what I realized. My crushes have access to multiple ways of getting prettier, right? Because my crushes are successful. So they're showing up prettier and prettier every day. Also, my crushes are talented. So it's just, I'm getting seduced every other day, trying to get over them. So I have to mute. I have to scroll. Because I get locked in. So I don't know. The thing is, my crushes like fucking with me. They know. They have ways, in girl world, girls, they communicate. They got all types of ways of getting information. So they just put stuff out there. I think they just like fucking with me. So they like taking me in. Right? The good thing, though, I was like, you know what? Everybody got better off this whole situation. I think everybody came out more knowledgeable, better, smarter. They're doing great. They're thriving. I'm on my couch trying to figure it out. But at least my numbers are good. which is funny from the outside looking in. If you don't know what's going on in your life, he's doing good. His numbers are going up. It's like, that's the only thing I got right now, sis. I just got numbers and clothes from last summer, but we're making it happen. That in itself is a win. As long as you're making it happen, and you continue to try and give effort and grow and learn. I know I said it every week. It is a win. It is a win, and it does show off in your vibe and your energy. I think people do pick up on that. But yeah, my crushes, they like fucking with me. They won't leave me alone, which I don't understand. I'm like, y'all got options on options out here, but whatever. All right, so let's go to the Diddy Trial. That's all I've been doing. It's just nonstop all day. Is just watching the Diddy Trial, getting case by case. Listen, man, this guy, if you're 45 to 25, I guess, was a huge part of our lives, man. MTV, albums, Biggie, just all types of things. So this is a big deal for me, to watch it just end like this, and just all this stuff that was going on with Cassie, man. It's just crazy. Like, she was just showing up pretty herself, That's a person where you just like, you thought she was thriving, and she was going through hell and back, man. Made her cut her hair. You thought that was her decision. It wasn't her decision at all. He made her do it. So since I'll talk about a couple things that happened on Friday, and then we'll go into what happened today. Cassie kind of closed out she closed out her testimony. Shout out to her. She did an amazing job. She was funny. She was real. She told on herself. She told the truth. She told on everybody. I thought she did a great job under the pressure, knowing that everybody is just judging her. And, she knew that was going to happen. I think she didn't want to testify because of all the scrutiny that she's going to get. But she did it. She went through the whole process, 8.5 months pregnant. So you can only imagine how hard that was. And hopefully she blocked out all the noise during that process. I'm guessing she did. So some of the things that came up was that she got $10 million from the Intercontinental, the infamous video of Diddy attacking her in the hallway, and $20 million from Diddy. And the crazy thing is, she was trying to get away from Diddy, but she's got her in this world. I mean, he's got her in this world. He's got her hooked on substances, and so she's kind of like, they talked about today, like she was trying to date other people. She tried to date Kid Cudi. She tried to date Michael B. Jordan, but Diddy was relentless. Like, he'd call her 30 times in a row, threaten her, harass her, make her do the freak offs. And so Friday, the big bombshell was that she was dating Alex Fine, but still went and did a freak off with Diddy, and then FaceTimed Alex Fine while she was at the freak off with Diddy, which, the way I look at it, that means she really liked him. Like, she was just, tied to this world that she couldn't completely get out of, but she liked the dude, Alex, so much, she just wanted to, connect with him and let him know she was really interested, but she was still tied to this world. So a lot of people look at it, like she's like this freak hoe. But I don't know. Some people are just not going to get it. Just not going to understand what it's like to be under the reign of a crazy ass MFer that's beating you, got you hooked on drugs, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? He had her since she was like 19, 21 years old. Like, so you're like, your body is connected to that man. You know what I mean? Like you're doing it to him all the time. Like he has a hold on you. Like Gene Dill was saying, it's almost like a pimp. Like he molded her mind. She's addicted to him. That's the other thing. Like she said, like I'm always ready to freak off. Like that's how like a girl that's being pimped talks to the man. One, you don't know. She got beat for everything. Like today, they said she got beat for making eggs wrong, for not having his eggs on time. He went crazy. You know what I mean? He got mad at his own chef for bringing in food while he had coming. Like everything says Diddy off. He was very, for somebody who had so much sex, he was very irritated. So that goes to show sex does not heal, because he was having all the sex in the world, and he was still throwing his fists and beating people left and right. So one, she might have just been extra nice and saying what he wanted to hear to protect herself. Like, of course, Daddy, yeah, I want to do the freak out. I can't wait to see you. Or two, she did like him, so she she didn't want to lose him, even though she might have didn't want to do the freak offs. She pretended like she liked the freak offs. Every girl does that. Okay, she don't really want to watch the game with you. She's pretending to like sports because she likes you. Okay, so this was like sports. This is what he liked to do. Most men like to just watch the game on Sunday. Diddy, he liked to do freak offs on Sunday. So she was like, of course I'll do the freak offs. Of course I want to give fellatio to 5 other men in one night and not sleep for 8 hours. Right? So that was a big thing. So they said Alex was mad about that. They said he punched a hole through the wall when she told him. So it was probably a lot of mixed emotions. He was probably jealous. He probably felt bad for it because he was training both of them. So I mean, it's obvious. Like she started confiding in him. He probably saw some stuff. Didn't like the way Diddy was treating her. But it's also Cassie's bad, dog. She's a dime. So you're gonna get hooked on Cassie. Cassie is a drug. Right? By the way, I tried to listen to Me and You, and I was just like, oh God. This sounds like somebody who was molded for the sex industry. Okay, so that was Friday, and then at the end of Friday, Dawn Richards testified for 20 minutes. Dawn Richard. And she talked about how he got mad she wasn't making his eggs on time. Eggs, dog. and he came down and he tried to hit her with a skillet. I think he halfway hit her. She blocked it with her arm or something like that. Then he had a meeting with them. He was like, listen, don't tell anybody about this because people that talk end up missing. Something to that. And they said he was reckless. He was just being his boxers, having meetings. He was like, matter of fact, you strip down too while we talk about this music. I want everybody half naked while we talking about music. Okay, so her testimony ended Friday. She didn't fully finish. And then today, she testified some more. And they kind of got her a little bit on her, inconsistencies. Okay, so some stuff she had said before that she's saying now. And they're just like, well, you didn't say that before. And she's like, well, I'm remembering more now. First of all, I think everybody that dealt with Diddy probably had multiple concussions. Okay. He hitting people with skillets. Anything he could find, dog. He would just hit you with. So I think one of the things the biggest thing was that she witnessed how he abused Cassie. I think one time when they were in, was it Jamaica? I think some Caribbean island. He said he punched her and then she ran in the bathroom and she supported Cassie. They both wore glasses. I think there's a video up now. They're like in the Caribbean and they both have on shades. And I realized Cassie was always just smiling but not saying anything. Like when she was on Making a Band, remember, she never said anything. She was just smiling like laugh. It's so crazy that he was so cruel and evil too, but Diddy's like funny. Though remember when he jumped in the pool weird? And he did a good job of hiding it though. So yeah, so they were like, you witnessed him abuse Cassie, and he threatened your life, threatened that you could be gone. She said nobody ever did anything. She didn't do anything. She was like, if he did that to somebody he loved. Oh, that's what he said. He said when he brought him in the room, he was like, that was just passion. Don't talk about it. So she was like, if you're that passionate about her, I don't want you to be that passionate about me. I'll drink some, just give me a passion fruit juice or something. So she went back to work with him. I think like 2020 or 2022. And it's just like, so he did all this and you still went to work with him. So that made her look bad. I think they said something about, she said something about he had a gun, waving it around. And then she's like, oh, he didn't wave it around. He just had it on him. They said, she said she never, that he paid for substances. And now she's like, well, actually, he never paid for substances. His assistants actually paid for the substances, but this is like, who's he getting it for? All right, the jury should be able to put that together. This was crazy. So this dude was named One Stop. All right, obviously he was a one-stop shop, and he had all types of substances, but he also had birth control and Plan B. When I read that today, I stopped in my tracks. My heart jumped a little bit. I was like, he's crazy, right? Because why you have Plan B? You getting Plan B and birth control from the dude that's also giving you that white? That's a wild combination. And with all you've heard, it just seemed like he's just graping people raw and just be like, take this. You'll be all right. Like, send a video. Anthony Edwards, dog. So Dawn talked about that. He had a guy that came in and gave him all the substances. So her testimony, it just depends. I mean, I guess they got to go with facts. But if you like put two and two together, and I'm hoping the jury has some common sense, like obviously, this was a dangerous man doing dangerous things, threatening people and making them do things against their will, whether she got the exact way he did it right, or, you know, like he didn't get the substances, but his assistants, he didn't wave the gun around, but he had a gun on him. Like people had guns on him. Like obviously people felt threatened and didn't feel safe. And, you know, if people feel safe around you, they feel they can say things to you. And nobody felt they could say anything to Diddy. I mean, a lot of people were making a point. They're just like, why didn't Cassie just leave? It's like, it was grown men that were scared to say stuff. Okay? Bodyguards. Professional. Diddy was a scary dude. We were all worried about Suge Knight, but it was really Diddy. All right, so then her friend Carrie Morgan testified. Okay, so Carrie Morgan testified. Also, there's this stuff with the docket. I guess the docket is, I guess, all the information you have to put that you're going to talk about or have talked about in the past that you're going to bring up again. And the judge was like, that's not in the docket. And they're like, we try to put it in the docket. We didn't have time to put it in the docket. He's like, well, you better have it in the docket by tomorrow. So I think that was a big thing with Dawn Richards and whatever witnesses they're going to bring. So now they brought Carrie Morgan in. And Cassie kind of talked about this before, that Carrie was her best friend. She knew Cassie before Diddy. They met trying to get Polaroids or something. But they're both kind of like young, up-and-coming models, entertainers. Right? And so she said, which I thought put a good case out for the trafficking, was that Cassie was just was a regular like drinker, like partying, but she didn't do any type of hard substances or anything like that until she met Diddy. Okay? And I think Cassie said that Diddy showed her how to give BJs and fellatio and stuff. So he taught her how to do that. So it just looks like he molded her. And we'll talk about what his assistant said in a second. So anyway, so when Cassie was trying to get away from or start dating other people and kind of move away from Diddy after she found out about another girl, Gina, she was in South Africa, and Diddy was calling her nonstop, and Carrie witnessed that because Carrie went to South Africa to help Cassie. Cassie was trying to date Michael B. Jordan. Diddy was going insane about that. So I guess when they got back, Diddy choked out. It said it was a night at an Intercontinental. Diddy choked out Carrie and hit her with a wedding hanger. She had a concussion. Okay, now they got her on. She said urgent care. She said she went to the hospital, but then today she said she went to urgent care. So they was just like, you didn't keep that. Now that, I don't think that matters. But I guess you could say if she's willing to lie about where she went to get treated, who knows what else she's telling the truth about. So yeah, so she talked about that, and she said that's kind of when they broke up. And then when Carrie Morgan and Cassie broke up as friends, and then Carrie Morgan sued. I guess she sued Cassie and Diddy, but Cassie and Carrie said that Diddy paid her $30,000, and her and Cassie never spoke again. So everybody was sad about that. It was like, dang, Cassie obviously couldn't speak up. Diddy might have killed her, and but they understand Carrie. I mean, the man hit her with a hanger, but Carrie said she was mad that Cassie didn't defend her. But it was just like, dog, what was Cassie gonna do at that point? She was basically in jail with this man. So yeah, I think that's all Carrie broke up. Oh, there was another time they were in Jamaica, and Diddy punched her in the face. Cassie ran, and Diddy got on a golf cart looking for her. Carrie got on a golf cart looking for her. Carrie found her, and they hid in a ditch and were whispering, dog. So that was some type of story. So I don't know what happened after that, but I'm just like, you don't think that's somebody trapped in a trafficking case? People are just like, it's just DV. It's just DV. It's like, dog. The DV was used to make her do freak offs. I don't think you understand. So that was wild. So that was pretty much all that Carrie said. But I think the biggest thing I got from Carrie was this: is like Cassie was kind of just like a regular girl living her life before Diddy, and then everything changed and she got hooked on substances. Oh, another time she said, now Diddy's defense team said it's hearsay. I mean, there's no way to record this type of stuff, but Carrie said that Cassie was packing to go do a freak off and packing sex toys, and Carrie's like, why don't you just not go? And Cassie's like, I have to. Like, I can't not go. Like, I can't tell this man no. Which also goes to her, like, when they have the text and stuff, it's like, dog, she has to, like, act like she's into it and wants to do it, or the man throws temper tantrums. One day it's a skillet, the next day it might be a fan. He probably threw. I know he threw some Sean Carter's at her because he had shoes at one point. All right, so lastly, they had his assistant David James, who worked for him for 2 years. And he basically said the hours were crazy. They were working 20 hours. And he talked to Cassie at a party, and they were having a cigarette or something. She was just like, this life is crazy, man. And he's like, why don't you just leave? And he's like, I can't. He controls my career, my finances, but I'm supposed to be having an album come out soon. But David James said the album never came out. And he said he overheard Diddy saying, he was like, I got Cassie right where I want her. She's young. She's moldable. So that goes to show, like, he was molding her, dog. He got a young girl, molded her, brainwashed her. You know what I mean? Her first introduction to an adult relationship was him. Which is crazy. Pop. Right? That's what she called him. And so he said Kim was like his main girl. He was like, Kim, I think he said Kim Porter's my wife, my family. Diddy, and then Cassie's my side chick, which is, if you've been watching the past 4 days, that's obvious what happened. That was also brought up on Friday. She eventually, that's when she finally like really left, when they had the funeral and he said Kim Porter was the love of his life. And he always kept Cassie away from the kids and the family. So she was the side chick that he used for free calls, basically. I mean, so David James, I think, is going to take the stand tomorrow. Also, Cassie's mother is going to testify tomorrow. More escorts. So I think the prosecution is building a good case to show, like, and I don't think it was just Cassie, but Cassie is the best one. Cassie and the male escorts are like the biggest victims into the trafficking, the racketeering type of case. Maybe we'll see Albie Shore. He said he poisoned Albie Shore. Hopefully we get some information on Kim Porter, because I think Albie Shore was saying the stuff he took can give you pneumonia, and that's how we lost Kim Porter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think, I was trying to say, I think the prosecution, they're just showing the whole enterprise that he had, and the things he would do to control and coerce people into these situations and these parties. And it's clear that everybody was scared of this guy and nobody spoke up, even when they saw bad things or wrong things, because they were scared to be, hurt. The fact that he said people end up missing, grown men bodyguards whose job is to beat up people didn't even want to step in against Diddy. And Diddy's not even 6 feet tall, dog. He don't even box that well. He did his Drake with that 2-piece. Bop, bop. That was also funny to me, because she went to Canada, and 4 p.m. in Calabasas. That whole song's about Diddy. Now that I listen to it, I was like, oh. It's like, what do you say? I'm not going to tell you where it's always, I need a favor, or where my girl's at, or something like that. Go listen to 4 p.m. Calabasas and just know that he's talking about Cassie and Diddy calling him about Cassie. Take that. Yeah, that's it, man. Just more social media talk. It's been fun being able to talk about this. My mom's worried. She's like, watch what you say. I'm like, Diddy is not coming for me. I wish I did have enough views, but Diddy will be worried about me. But yeah, just for the creatives coming up, the advantage that you do have is that you can be real authentic. You don't have any relationships. You don't have any ties to anybody. You're free to be as creative and have as much fun as you want. So that kind of is the benefit of not being, fully successful yet. You can experiment and really find your voice. So always look at the advantages you have. Always play your hand. And that's it. Oh, Phoenix Suns. They have a crazy lawsuit. And you remember they had to sell the team because for being discriminatory and what's the word, like sexist. And now the CEO was caught dating one of the players. The black guy has a pretty good case about they demoted him for doing his job. He was right about the things he was saying, but they still demoted him. He was the head of safety, and he was like, this place isn't safe. People are sneaking guns in here, and they were like demoted. So that's crazy. They're supposed to be turning their reputation and the franchise around. And they dealing with the same problems a couple years later. Is every rich guy misogynistic, racist, fascist? All right, man. Yeah, I just want to give an update on the Diddy case and, do a podcast because Friday I had a lot going on and I couldn't get to it, and I had some free time today. I've been TikToking all day. I'm tired, and yeah, I'm like, at least I do have the freedom to be creative, but it does get a little, it's like, why am I working so hard for nothing? But it's not for nothing. It always, hard work always pays off in some form or fashion. All right, enjoy the rest of your week, man. Have fun, grow, learn, and be kind to yourself. Bye.